thousands of university students take to the streets across Indonesia, decrying the budget efficiency policies of the country's president, Prabowo Subianto, the 72-year-old former general who assumed the elected office just 5 months ago.
This policy has significantly impacted the livelihoods of civil society and also key human rights and law enforcement institutions.
Prabowo's budget efficiency policy aims to cut funding to various government institutions in the name of mitigating what it sees as wasteful government spending. Among the impacted sectors are education, health, and natural disaster prevention. Opponents argue that it will cut funding for scholarships, lay off government contractual workers, and discontinue key welfare programs for the poor. The budget cuts were justified as a way to fund a free meal program, the hallmark of Prabowo's presidential campaign. The program aims to combat malnutrition by providing daily nutritious meals to children and pregnant women. But critics call it wasteful and inefficient, pointing out its exorbitant budget and the simultaneous cuts to primary and secondary education. Analysts warn the cuts will have sweeping effects across society.
Budget cuts are also applied to different ministries and agencies. There could be a massive layoff in the future, which means that some parents would actually lose their jobs, while at the same time their children lose their scholarship.
During his presidential campaign, Prabowo distanced himself from his involvement in the country's dictatorial past and promised to usher in a golden era. Instead, public opposition to his policies has twisted that slogan in protest, with the hashtag #DarkIndonesia trending on social media. The movement eventually took to the streets, with student councils across the nation putting forward a list of demands, including that the government reassess budget slashes, the free meal program, and other large-scale projects. They also want the government to properly compensate teachers and implement pro-people policies by listening to input and criticism from the public. In response to protests, Indonesia's Secretary of State insisted that the budget cuts will not affect the education sector. But the demonstrators are still awaiting an official response from government, vowing to continue protesting for the rest of the week. Hank Shu and Gino Lopez for TaiwanPlus.